yeah, man. We're gonna
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've done several podcasts. I enjoyed the conversation and how, cause I've done podcasts that was decent, but when you doing like shit like this, conversation is best. It's cool.
This is 66.
66.
66.
Here's the thing, it's just us.
Just Us Pod, episode 66. I'm Fabian, and we do have a special guest in the building, my co-host.
Damn.
And a special guest,
The real A-Dubb, make no mistake about that.
A-Dubb, man. Welcome to the show.
Good job, brother.
Appreciate you coming on such short notice, man. I was trying to think about this before I left the house, bro. This is my earliest memory. What's that after hour everybody used to go to on the West, bro? I know you did 8. I know your memory probably ain't there.
Usually we was at strip clubs. The strip club was a regular after hour.
Nah, it was one you had got into
Breakers. I don't know how I forget that.
Yeah, Breakers.
How I forget that.
And you had got into it and a bunch of them. I'm like, damn. That's my first memory.
Yeah,
that's A-Dubb. I'm like, who is A-Dubb?
Yeah.
Man, you don't know that nigga who be rapping, singing. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, Breakers. That was a demonic era right there.
Man, boys, bro. I tell people all the time, y'all really wasn't outside, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm not even from the West.
Yeah.
I'm from Third Ward, but I moved to Mo City when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And got introduced to all that was going over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was. I know you from the East Side.
Yeah, the West is foreign territory for me,
bro. When I tell you, bro, even the East, I done heard some stories about the East, bro. It wasn't nothing like what was going on the West. A-Leaf, nothing like it's cut all the way out, bro.
Going in too.
Like a motherfucker.
You took me back. Now you finna take me somewhere.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's about. All the way, bring you from there all the way here.
I can't forget Breakers, man. We had some Breakers was some dangerous shit,
man. What?
Yeah.
Man, what?
When I look back on, I'm a little older now, so I look back, I'm like, man, I don't know how we was into all this shit, man.
I be telling my kids,
man, exhausting.
Man, what? Yeah. Just think about if you was doing that shit, man, you wouldn't be able to live like that right now, man.
Yeah, no, you can't. Everybody doing it now, you just ain't had no piece of it.
Yeah. If you try to go back to the break of day, you couldn't even. You can't go back to no shit like that. It's too dangerous. Yeah, motherfuckers be dying. The rate would be too high.
Yeah, dying, raid. Breakers was the Instagram.
I'm telling you.
Like, it wasn't no arguing with somebody online. Like,
nothing.
You gonna see your enemies.
Because everybody going there.
It's whatever going on. So, that was a different time there I come up in. So a lot of stuff I don't understand. I feel a lot of ways about different people and things going on. Mm-hmm. But I never use my platform to speak on like negativity because at the end of the day, I come up in the area where you get held accountable for what you say.
Right, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not willing to take it there, if I'm not willing to murder a man to go to prison again, I just best keep things to myself. Yeah. Because I come up in a different time. You're not finna slander me online and make a mockery of me, all I've been through. So that's just how it is, man.
And I try to tell people all the time, and that's why I like having guests like yourself on, man. Somebody who I know really was seen and was really out there. Yeah. Because when statements like that are made, people like, man, what you talking about old here? I'm like, say, bro, I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you.
My thing is like, even if you was on all that, if you really on that, you still not finna take it on to no platform, bro. You keep it in the streets.
Yeah. That's the game now, though. Yeah. Everything, crime on the internet. We used to hide our crime.
That's what I'm saying.
Now they posting every weapon, every drug, every play is on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Then they go to jail and say somebody snitched on them.
And it's like,
so
they doing it for that. It's almost like, man, we got to figure out how to go viral. We got to figure out how to tell somebody that we really street or we really doing something. Yeah, it's like they live for that rush.
Yeah.
Whereas when we was coming up, it was like, man, when I see you, it's on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the music made it cool.
You think so?
Because now crime is like a fashion statement now. Mm-hmm. Now we used to wear big clothes and hide our pistols. Now we wear smaller clothes, make it show a little bit. Show our drawers a little bit. So, it's a fashion statement now. Women like the young brothers that's catching bodies and running plays and robbing. Yeah. Like, they think that's cute because of the music promoter. You got a bunch of people that never been in trouble a day in their life promoting us to do the wrong thing. That's crazy. And they ain't never going to jail.
And that right there, that's big time what you just said. they really promoting us to do this so they can make millions and billions.
Yeah. Cancel aside
And
too.
cancel they finding the next dummy who gonna go out here and do it and showcase they doing
the
it.
same thing.
They gonna give you a little money for you to show. They ain't giving you a whole bunch. And the money they giving you might gonna have to give back.
And my thing is too though, bro, is like to the younger generation out there, right? Is to the little dudes specifically, right? Bro, bitches like you if you ain't in the streets. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you got a job and you can still like be cool, bitches still gonna like you, bro. I promise.
Yeah.
You don't need to be on that. Now, if you're on that, you're on that. I ain't sitting here. I ain't one to judge.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm just saying, you don't need to. If you're driving, the driving force for you and your decision making is bitches.
Yeah. Just
Sorry
get a little
to say
money.
bitches, but
Just get some money.
Just get some money, bro.
Women
Get your
love
job.
money. That's all
They
it
gonna
is.
be cool with
They
it.
gonna be cool with however the
square.
money come. I promise you gonna be a cool nigga as long as you got a couple dollars.
Especially if you're in this city.
Oh
You
yeah,
can- you
this
can
it's
get
all
you a
about that
job,
here.
bro, and make you some good money, bro, and still look like you got money.
And that's kind of why I invited you, A-Dubb. I want you to talk a little bit about your upbringing, the things that you went through, what led you to 8 years in prison. For those who don't know, he did do 8 years. And I've seen the change, brother. I've seen the organization that you now have. I've seen you come back out and really focus on your music. You know, I've looked at all of this. So take us through that journey of, and then it's going to be parts where I cut you off and ask you about certain things. But let's start from early on to how you got to the 8 years in prison.
Well, really, what's pivotal for me was like, you know, I grew up with both my parents, but they from the country. Like my dad from Mississippi, mama from a small town, Louisiana. So first of all, I never had like, I've had examples of being solid, being righteous, loyal, you know, family oriented, but I never had examples of in home of the city. Like I could hardly dress. I'm having to watch my partner see out of the, you know, my dad ain't gonna buy no $100-something pair of shoes. So, you know, that turned into, you know, shooting dice so I can, you know, get some extra. You know, I was taken care of, so I ain't holding, you know. But it's like they have values and it wasn't on materialistic things. So, and then my mama died from breast cancer when I was 14. So now I'm out the porch, out of pain because, you know, when you suffering, it's no time limit on your suffering. So everybody that was up late when I'm up thinking, hurting, was the guys in the streets that were doing wrong. So that's my company. So now I'm smoking, I'm selling, I'm doing everything in the streets, and they're just like, you know, domino effect.
Gradually graduated to other
you know,
things.
Even with the music, it was crime involved. You know how it was.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then. So it's like that led me to the associations I had and ended up being implicated in a robbery in 2013. And I got a 15-year sentence.
Hold on, A-Dubb.
It's cool. The camera's still rolling, bro.
So you don't want to see if it's on the phone?
Off the camera.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so they ended up, you know, leading up to me being implicated in a robbery in 2013. I got a 15-year sentence.
Okay.
I did 8 years flat on it. So, you know, I get out parole 2028, but it was like, and I did a lot of stuff in the streets. So I make no qualms about going to prison. I didn't do the robbery, you know, that I went to prison for. And I got convicted on grounds of conspiracy. Basically, the guys that did it said, like, Dubb gave me the, you know, told me where to go, you know, put me on something. So, but I've done so much in the streets trying to keep up with the image, you know, from rapping and doing songs with our legends and traveling, doing shows. That's hard to do. We don't have money.
Yeah.
See, living a lie, it's way harder than living the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't humble yourself. So I'm having to keep up. I'm doing all kind of crime just to keep up. Just have some clothes to wear, a little jewelry.
Yeah, and he probably feel like it's like you need the money and the reputation to withhold that
And
look that you want.
Yeah, it's worse when you have a reputation and no money.
Yeah.
Because people expect you to have something.
Yeah.
You doing all this, where your money at, but it's just not like that.
Man, I heard a pastor say something not too long ago, man, and you just pretty much said what he said. He said, I promise you, if you start living exactly how you are living, don't let that go over your head. If you start living exactly how you are living, I promise everything that you want will come to you.
Yeah, reality.
And I'm telling you, when he said that, I said, man, exactly what you just said. It's a lot of people out here trying to keep up with an image that other people got for them, bro.
Somebody else got for you.
Somebody else got the image for you.
You can never get it right.
You ain't gonna never, bro. Somebody out, however you could come out just clean. You could just have on clean clothes. I'm talking about clothes you done washed and ironed, bro. Nothing new. Somebody gonna say, oh, he got his shit together. He doing right. They don't know what's going on in the background.
Yeah.
But now they expecting every time they see you, you got to be clean.
You gotta be clean.
You gotta be clean.
You spent your last dollar on this outfit.
Come on, man.
Can't do it again tomorrow.
It can't do it.
Yeah.
Gotta go in the house for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Cause the next time they see you,
Gotta
you
be
got to
clean.
be clean. And when that start taking over people, that shit they'll get different. But you said something, A-Dubb. You said, man, I had wholesome people that had values, and they wouldn't buy me the $150 shoes, $200 jeans, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of kids that struggle with that identity right now. It's a lot of kids just like you, and you let us know what it led you to a life of. It led you to a life of trying to go get it because you wanted to be with, such and such, or you wanted to look like such and such, right? Mm-hmm. And it led you to this life, and these kids don't understand, man. It don't gotta be that.
You don't have to be there because the thing we idolize, the thing we want, a lot of times it's not necessary to be happy, but like you trying to keep up with everybody else. I was fine. When I look back, retrospect, I was good.
Yeah,
I was
100%.
good. I had nice things. My mama, she was more small town. She'll spend money on that FUBU and that go, so like that. So under the table every now and then she'll, put in something nice, stuff like that. But it really wasn't no purpose for it because I realized my homeboys who was spoiled, I could never keep up with that.
Yeah.
No matter what I was doing for the money, because they parents gonna get them every pair of Jordans,
Every
and
weekend.
socks and whatever going on. So it's like you can never keep up.
You ain't gonna keep up.
Yeah, but you can still look good.
Yeah.
So you gotta
And
live
kids,
for yourself, man.
and it didn't got 100 times worse. It's 100 times worse because now, and I think I said this on an episode before. I think I said kids have more resources, but I think I want to retract that statement. They don't got more resources. They just got eyes. They just got they can see more.
Yeah.
That's what they got. They don't have the resources to get what they see.
They got more access.
They got more access to see it. They got more access inside. See, all we had was MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We couldn't see Cardi B every day on the internet with a wad of money.
Right.
We couldn't see Drake every day inside his house hooping with the local internet guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Like today, it's more of you ain't even got to be famous, right? Like if you just have a solid following and you're in the algorithms, that's what they look at.
That's what they look at, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
And still look good on there,
yeah.
and that's what they
I've
want.
seen that a lot too. I've connected with network with brothers and sisters that had a big following and a good network, and find out that they just doing bad. But on the persona on the internet is like it's all together. But they just haven't learned how to monetize their following.
There it is right there. And speaking of that, man, I just was listening to the good brother Charleston White. A lot of stuff I agree with what the brother be saying. A lot of stuff I don't. But with that being said, he was just talking about that. He said, man, I started going viral pre-pandemic in 2020. I don't know if you was out at that time. Was you out
I
yet?
got 21.
21. Okay. He said, I started going viral. It wasn't until 2022 when I got my first check. He said, I already had millions of views, followers, all of this.
Yeah.
But I ain't get a check until 2022. He said, I was broke,
Yeah.
struggling, no money.
Yeah.
And we didn't got, I know it, I'm listening to him because we didn't got millions of views, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't made $1 yet.
And
You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure that it's coming.
Yeah.
Because we know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing it all for nothing.
Yeah. And it's gonna come.
Yeah, 100%.
When D-Lo said something, a lot of times these rappers say nothing that really stick to me. They really ain't got no minds, but they asked somebody, when was the last time or has he ever been broke? And he said, I've never been broke because even when I didn't have money, I had emotion. So that's never completely broke.
Yeah.
So y'all have emotion, the money will come, but you moving.
Yeah.
So,
And see, that's old law though. Man, you just let me hear one of your tracks and you said that, and that stuck out. You say, I come from that old law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand, bro. You ain't gotta physically have $5 in your pocket.
Yeah.
But if your mind steady moving and your ideas steady going out here, I promise you, the money gonna
happen.
come. You gonna make it
Even
happen.
with resource, you can make it happen.
The money gonna come. But let's get back into your journey, man. 15, you did say you wasn't a part of what you actually went to jail for.
Yeah.
But the accumulation of everything that you did in the streets.
Yeah, I earned that.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you stood on that. Yeah.
I'm not playing victim to the system. I earned it.
Yeah.
I just happened to get caught on some,
Yeah.
it was fluke, but I got away with a whole lot.
And what's
Paid
crazy,
my dues finally.
that's normally how it go.
Yeah.
You always go down for something it really wasn't about you.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but the difference is most people won't accept it.
Yeah.
Most people won't accept the fact that, oh, okay, I've been doing this, because in the end, it's like, had you not have done, in most cases, had you not have done all the other things that you've done,
It wouldn't have led
you
to
wouldn't
that.
even been in that position.
Exactly.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
So to own it is big, man.
Yeah,
I think that's
you have to. That's the first step, like a change. And
Yeah.
you have to accept, like that knowing is half the battle, acceptance is half the battle. Until you can do that, once you mind, you play games with your mind and tell yourself it's not my fault, or I had to do this. That's a sickness. You'll never change. You'll be doing the same thing. I'd never go to jail again.
Yeah.
And there's a difference in admitting and accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Although both go hand in hand with each other a lot of times, there's a real big difference in accepting and admitting.
So you did say, some guys kind of put you in a situation with them. They kind of said, yeah, A-Dubb gave me the play.
Yeah,
Would you say they snitched on you? They did that to you?
I mean, they did that on the stand, and that was one of the most perfect examples of a snitch.
Wow.
See, me snitching is like, that's a broad word.
Yeah.
I don't look at people that's doing, right in life, law-abiding citizens. If they report a crime or tell, that's not a snitch to me. A snitch is violating the rules. That means if you pistol packing, dope slanging, robbing, and you tell on somebody doing a crime or tell on somebody doing a crime with you for a lesser sentence or some kind of relief, that's the purest form of a snitch. See, your grandma can't snitch.
Yeah.
She's a law-abiding citizen. She's not in the game.
Yeah.
She's within that kind of law. But dudes in the street, if you doing crime, you under that law, that code of ethics when it comes to that. So that's why I look at it as a snitch. But that was a pure form of snitching what happened to me.
So when they got caught, you ain't get caught. You wasn't around.
I got investigated first. First, they ended up leaving some IDs in a car at the scene. So I'm thinking I'm going to be gone at the investigation. They ended up booking me 2 days later for a robbery.
That's crazy.
So my uncle's my attorney. That's a story for a whole nother episode because he kind of served me to them people. But, he's been excommunicated from the family. But, yeah. That story, But it's like every day we going through the system. I'm in the law library because there's no weapon being found, no evidence. I don't have really nothing tying me to this case. But he keep telling me, like, you got tattoos. I'm like, well, what the truth got to do with anything? They going to book me because of how I look. Like, the truth matter at all. Like, they got my phone ring. I'm on the phone while this going on. Like, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And when I get my time, they asked for 25 years. They offered me 30 years. I fought it for 13 months in the Harris County Jail. My first offer was 30. It never came down to my final hearing. They offered me 25. And the judge ended up giving me 15 after a victim took the stand. And it's like, man, I actually know who A-Dubb is. He wasn't there. He didn't rob her. So I'm thinking I'm going home the next day because they reset my case to the next morning because the officer got caught lying, right? So I'm popping bottles of Pepsi and Coke and big chili packs. Somebody, telling my guys I'm going home tomorrow, man. It's over for me. And, 13 months in, I'm gone. The next day, the judge said, I don't see no difference in nobody and gave me 15 years. No evidence, no firearm. It is public record. My name Augusta Williams, man.
That's
no
crazy.
Nothing.
Just from somebody saying, yeah, A-Dubb knew about all this.
Seriously, if we leave right now and we say we're going to get some coffee, and we all say we're going to ride in your truck, we're going to drive. If you do a crime, me and him don't say nothing about it. We just mind our business, hey. And later on they catch you, the moment they find out we were with you, we get the same exact charge, even if it's a murder case.
That's
No
crazy.
conspiracy. That's how they get all our people, black and brown people, incarcerated. They put that in the game. And I can be an innocent man. I can't just mind my business. I might be scared to snitch on you. You might kill me.
Yeah.
But I can't be so afraid. I have to report you or I get the same charge. So we can sit in prison together. You the only one did the crime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
So the other, well, how many more was it? Was it 2, 3? The other two? They still in prison or?
One I know made it home. The other one I don't know. I don't even know the other brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's your Did you forget them brothers, or did you let it? How is that situation?
I was about 2 years in. I ran into the one that took the stand on me, and I passed by his cell and I saw him, and I had him come to trial. And when he sat down, I pulled up right next to him, and I looked him as I told him. I said, "Man, I've been looking for you for 2 years." Yeah. I said, "But in that 2 years, I made peace with it." I told him, "You just a coward. You weren't gonna stand up under that sentence, no matter what you did." Yeah. I said, you allowed me to get sentenced in front of my family. You broke up everything in my life. But I told him, like, I done made peace with it. Because how I look at it with a snitch, they say snitches get stitches. But to me, a snitch is like the police. You don't never bring harm to no rat. Yeah. Because what they gonna do?
Yeah.
If they ain't told without violence, what they gonna do if you
I was just about to say, they ain't gonna fight back.
You ain't got no respect for a rat. I never put my hands on a rat, do nothing to him. Yeah. You the police, now I wouldn't touch the law. Yeah. So I wouldn't touch them either. It's the same. That's
hard. I feel it. So you made peace with that situation, man. How was your time? Because I got a little brother that came home, did 7. And his first 3.5, 4, and I ain't really talked to him about it. He ain't ready to talk about it yet. But I could tell it was hard. It was a hard time for him. Yeah. They had him in the valley. He was down there with them SA.
Yeah, in the valley. Yeah. Lopez unit, Segovia.
All that. And he was you good? What you
doing? Yeah, I thought I heard something at the door.
You locked it?
Yeah.
I think he did. I think his time was hard. Like I say, we ain't really talk about it.
When you say hard, in what sense? Violence, him missing home, stressing, like what?
All that intertwined. I could hear it in his voice. He wasn't equipping himself to his new circumstances. Yeah. He never allowed his mind to, okay, I'm here. I got to do this time. I ain't going home. I need to adapt to the situation. Yeah. Cause that's the, bro. Once you get that time, once them people put them chains on you, once you go down there, you gotta get your mind right, then and there.
You gotta accept the reality at that point.
You got to.
Like, this is what's gonna happen,
and that's easier said than done for some people.
Yeah, and that's the question I'm asking.
To put in perspective for y'all, they did a study that say it takes 3 years for you to be at peace with the reality of being incarcerated. They said that after 5 years and more, you are officially institutionalized. Right? So it was easy for me to accept just because I had fought hard for 13 months with no bond in Harris County Jail. That's sitting in one spot, 13 months, never going outside. So as much as I didn't want to go to prison, when I got my time, I had a number to shoot for. And I was sick the first few hours when I got my time. Like, then it felt nauseated because I'm thinking, I'm going to lose, damn a decade at least. It's a C parole. So that's hard to swallow when you feel like you lose some of your youth. But it was also a relief because I ain't fighting no more. Now I'm doing. I got something in front of me. I got something to do.
I know what I'm going to do.
So after sitting in the county long, had I bonded out, had a bond, and been in the world and came back, it'd have been a little hard on. But I'm already sitting still 13 months. Yeah. So it's like the transition to prison is like,
It was easy for you at that time.
Not necessarily easy, but it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
Because it's still another environment. It's, it's a whole other ball game down there.
How many units you ended up seeing?
I saw about 8 units, but
damn. You traveled that much?
They was shipping me left and right, man. I went through Garza West, Bird. I spent the night in places like called Chocolate City, Darrington.
Darrington.
They shot me way to the top of Texas in the Panhandle.
Damn.
And I spent the night in Abilene, Texas, and shot me to Childers, Texas.
So which one was really rocking and rolling? The worst one you was on?
When I got a hardship, because you can get some kind of hardship, basically like you got an older family member and they can't drive too far to see you. So my dad had a homegirl that was like a sister to him that was a doctor. So she wrote a doctor's note for my dad, basically saying that's too far from the drive, like 13 hours from the city. So it got me shipped closer to home.
I know you could do that.
Yeah. That's how my brother got back down. He gave it's a boat month.
So they bought me the Jim Ferguson unit, which was the top 2 most dangerous unit at the time when I got there. So a man died the day I got there. So that was a whole, different culture change, but that was the most rocking unit. Yeah, everybody been on Ferguson, they know about Freaky Ferg.
Every time I talk to somebody who been down, they always say Ferguson, that unit.
Yeah. I did 4.5 years.
At Ferguson? Oh, yeah, so you really been to prison.
Yeah.
You was in prison.
Yeah, I was down there.
You was in there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just move away from that. You did your time, accepted your time, gave forgiveness for the guys that got you the time. Let's get back into the world. How was it getting yourself back into the world? Was it hard at first? Because I got a homeboy in.
Well, I was gonna ask as well, like the music part, right?
Okay.
Is that prior to getting locked up?
That was prior to getting locked
okay.
up. I actually was signed to Rap Like Southern Empire before I went to prison. A couple years before I went to prison.
That's a good question. Let's talk about that time. How was that time for you?
The music.
The music.
The music.
Before prison.
So I went to, I used to write raps with my homeboys, but they really had a dream to do music.
Yeah.
I never really did. I really was flying, man. I'm doing anything, Mama gone. I'm really just outside.
Yeah.
So I'm in the streets, but I used to write raps with my partners. So, as teenagers, we linked up with J. Prince Jr. and we built a brotherhood. So, we going to team parties, had a little group, Young Mafia, and, just having fun, being young men.
Yeah.
And, of course, him being the son of a legend in the music business, right? So we started when he went to college, we started writing raps at his apartment in U of H, and none of us really was good at it.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. But I think I had like a voice and charisma that stuck out. So one day I did a hook, and he was riding with Trey. That's when Trey, it's like 05 when Trey was finna sign to Rap a Lot. And Trey heard it, and Junior called me like, Trey gonna get on the song. So back then, Zero and Trey was like Jay-Z and Biggie or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back then, we talking about 2005. Like, that's, this something legendary.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm on top of the world now. So that was my first feature, was Trey. And then when they created...
What song was that?
It's called Strictly Business. It's not that good, so I ain't like we finna pull it up, but So, they got the Southern Empire imprint put together, and I was the first artist along with P.O.P. and Kaiser out of Wesley Square.
Yeah, my boy K. Shout out A. Kaiser, man.
Yeah.
Shout out A. Kaiser for shit show.
We in the studio and we working, traveling and doing it like that. So that was like my introduction into the music business.
Okay. How was it being? Because I hate to say this, because we in Houston and we know, you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of disrespect toward J. Prince, the head, J. Prince Sr., you know what I'm saying? It's they saying his mystique has left. How was it being around them at such a young age and seeing that and being in that?
See, there was still, like you say, the mystique is left. He still had the mystique.
Yeah.
Quiet, stern, and what people will perceive about him, that's pretty much what it was. Like, you have a man with so much influence and so going, he has to be that.
Yeah.
He has to have a shell, protect himself. But I've been able, as much people say, I've been able to have instances where I've seen so much good, man. Like, I had a show with Scarface one time at, I think, Bar Rio or something. And I'm sitting in VIP, the old man and the old heads upstairs, we in the downstairs VIP. So a waitress comes, she's like, who's A-Dubb? I'm like, it's me. She's like, J. Prince say, he got a tab for you, you order what you want. So, we broke at the time, but we doing our thing. So, we're at the time to where we might get one drink or me and you gonna share this chicken tender basket, like that shit. So we ain't really ordering them, but we got the girls in there, we rap stars, right? And I remembered that because it's a small gesture, but it's like it was consideration. You don't hear a lot of stories about consideration and kindness from the old man back then. We talking about 15, 20 years ago, 2024. So the old man, that was a different person now. But the mystique is gone because we on the internet.
Yeah.
And we in a generation where people don't respect. I respect old heads because they the old heads.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are, if they dope fiends now.
It don't matter.
I respect my elders.
Yeah.
But we in a generation now that people gonna be disrespectful to the old man, because at the end of the day, they don't have no regard for the older gentlemen, the big homies. It mean nothing to them, because at the end of the day, no matter how anybody feel about them, because I don't agree with everything about anybody.
Yeah.
But his legacy and what he's done, you cannot take that and the mystique he had. You can't take that from him.
I think why you don't hear, let's say, some of the positive stuff, right, is because what's the better what's the more entertaining image, right? The boogeyman, or the God.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Boogeyman.
people can't find the balance in between and understand, like, yeah, with all of this, you know, power, all of this influence, and all of this money, and all these moves that you're making, there's gonna be cases where, yeah, you got to make a decision. Somebody ain't gonna like that decision, but some of those decisions change the trajectory of either artist life or just people in general. Right? Like it's power. You know, and with power, there's good and bad.
Imagine how the nice people get treated that have money and power.
Oh yeah.
How they taking advantage of.
Oh yeah.
Imagine that they told you on Batman vs Superman. He said you cannot have complete power and be righteous. You have to do some things. You have to make some decisions that people don't like.
I was looking at just a
Hello.
for real. Hey, what them poetry people be doing? Yeah, for shit. So, man, I'm listening to a big influencer the other day. I'm riding. I'm just listening. I listen to music, but I like to, you know, listen and get insightful news and shit about what's going on. And I didn't even know he had bought this restaurant out here called Ocean's 12. I don't know if I ever been to it. A lot of big people have been through there.
Okay.
And he was basically saying, like, man, I keep on going in with people. Like, I'm the nice one. I'm the one that got the money. I keep on, come on, investor. And I bought this place, and I got fucked over again. And that y'all, what y'all talking about just reminded me of what he was talking. He's like, man, I'm done with that shit. It's just me. Yeah. I'm a count on me. I'm a bet on me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think that plays a really big part on how you view success too, right? Because when you start going down the road of you want the money, you want the power, you want all of this, that's where, like, you kind of do have to be the bad guy to some people, right? Because although it's a good decision for you and your family, whoever, it might not be the greatest decision for somebody else. But what do you want out of this? And if you want just to say, okay, I at least just want my brand out there or enough money to be cool, then okay, maybe you don't go to the extremes of certain situations, right? But that's very dependent on the person, what they want out of the situation, and how they view success. Yeah.
And then a lot of times, just what you just said, shit, when it comes to that decision about who is for, they don't give a shit. The snakes, the ones who want the money, the ones who want, they ain't thinking about what you want. Yeah. Even if you have invested in me, or we have put out all our money, if it come across their table and it's something to benefit the snake, man, the snake gonna snake every single time. Every single time. So it's safe to say you ain't never make no rap money early on.
I made some rap money.
Okay, you made some rap money?
Now, how much is the question?
That's what I'm saying. We know what rap money seemed to be.
Yeah, I made $2 or $3. Yeah, that's it. But that's just, that's the game. That's the music business.
Yeah.
Like, that's some money that just come later on. Yeah. Some people work. Some people come in it with money. That's good. Yeah. But it's just when it comes to that. But it's put me in position to make money. Yeah. So I will say that. But out for rapping, nah, not too much at all, to be honest.
So fast forward, you get out of prison. How was adapting back to society? How was that like for you? How did you get your footing back in the ground? Because it's been 3 years now. 3 years now. How has it been for you in these 3 years?
In the beginning, it was uncomfortable for me because being confined for 8 years, my last year and a half, I spent, pretty much in the cell every day, 24 hours a day because of COVID.
Okay.
So, I did 61 days straight in the cell without leaving. I went to solitary confinement for investigation for a cell phone. Yeah. And so I was used to being confined, so getting out, my brother and my dad, they took me out to eat straight out of prison, like stopped off on the freeway to get breakfast. I broke out in tears. Yeah. I wasn't sad because, of course, I'm happy, but I was uncomfortable and pitying myself because a woman was trying to serve me, asked me what I wanted, orange juice, and she brought it to my table, and I kind of backed up and kind of grabbed it and set it down, trying not to touch her. Yeah. Because that's a crime where I come from, accidentally touching her mouth. So I was pitying myself because I'm not used to being served. Yeah. Everybody asked me, like, what you want? People were so excited for my friends. They're like, what you want? What you want to eat? And I'm just quiet. So my little brother saw me. He was like, hey, leave him alone. Everybody leave him alone. He was like, you want some hash browns? I'm like, yeah. Ooh. But he understood.
Like,
he ain't had no option in 8 years. What they gonna do with a menu?
Yeah,
How he
yeah,
decide?
yeah.
He was there to help guide you back in.
So I was uncomfortable. I made it uncomfortable for everybody around me because I was reading into everything too much. Like, you tell a joke, I'm like, man, what you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's on me or
Yeah.
because you used to be in an environment where you got to read everything, see where the disrespect come, and see if somebody shooting something over your head, up under you.
Yeah.
You know, everything's so slick. So I'm
Gotta
doing
be
that
on
with
guard
like,
all the time.
Like, why you tell me that? Like, what you mean by that? Like, it was they're like, man, calm down. It's hey, I'm not being aggressive at all. I'm just, I'm inquiring. Like,
Yeah.
You know, you can't say nothing. I don't want no riddles. You got to talk to me straight at first. Like, so. It was just uncomfortable being outside. Like, I wouldn't drink or anything. I don't do no drug, but I wouldn't drink. It's like I was just uncomfortable about being around a lot of people one time. I'd be standing stiff in the club. Just people take me out to have, and I'd be still the whole time on my feet. Just
watching everything going around.
Assessing the environment. I can't have fun. Let my hair down here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's who. But go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, what would you say is the most memorable moment that you felt like, all right, I feel back. Like, I feel back to as close to normal as I've been since I've been out, basically.
I can't even say because it wasn't a memorable moment where I knew, like, okay, I'm comfortable now. I just can look back and remember, like, damn, I was awkward as I don't know what. Like, I can remember that. I can remember peers like, damn, I was just awkward. But I can't recall when I feel back because now I feel back, but I still feel behind. I still feel it on me sometimes because I just don't know. I just don't know a lot. So,
well, shit, I done been on your social media. It looked like you cool to me.
Yeah.
You know, not cool like that, but it looked like you done found your stride. I see you fashion up to par.
I'm a student.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a student.
Okay.
So I'm naturally. And I'm good with public perception because I care how I'm perceived. I carry myself. Okay. So I'm a student. I don't have an ego problems. I don't have a problem saying, hey, I like them shorts. Yeah. I like that get up and I have a problem with being a student of people and congratulate like, hey, you look good, man. I need to, I learn. Yeah. I came out soft. I'm printing up my own stuff. I'm looking nice, but I'm like, I'm really having to find out what fashion is now again. So. Yeah,
I changed in 8 years.
Man, a lot.
What's some of the crazy? Clearly. What's give us one of the moments where you was out and you saw something or didn't see something or tried to go somewhere that you used to go to and it may have been gone or you like, damn, what's going on?
That happened a lot. I'm gonna tell you something that's funny that threw me off when the day I got out, right? So when I was in prison, like a lot of youngsters, they'll tell me like, when you get out, you gotta dress like this. Yeah. We wearing that. Even in jail, they're like, man, stop putting your pants behind your tongue and your shoe.
Yeah.
Like, I had put it over there like, they on me bad. Me on something bad. But I used to like congregate with them, like put me on game. So I get out, and they had my phone for me. So I get on, I get on porn site off the rip. Yeah. I'm in the back seat of the car on porn. I'm trying to see these pictures we had in there, like what these girls look like in action. Yeah. Right? So I give me a couple minutes on that. Then I get on Instagram. And I'm seeing a boomerang. Oh. And I had never seen it. So I'm sitting there now I'm and my phone ringing, but I ain't got nobody's number.
Yeah.
So my daddy driving, he like, son, you done got your number out already? I say, nah, they calling me though. Yeah. They called me from Instagram. They seen I'm out.
That's crazy.
My phone just blowing up.
That's
so
crazy.
I'm not knowing how that's happened. Like, how they got my number off Instagram? So I'm asking my partners, I'm like, man, why every female on their page, they like this? right. I said, man, what is that about? I said, it's like a video, but it's not. Man. I said, they think they look that good. Bro, I was thrown out. Boomerang messed me up.
That's hard. That's crazy. Yeah.
I was thrown. Man, go on,
But that's why I like
think about shit like that.
But when you out here,
as soon as he said it, I was like, damn, exactly
that's crazy,
what you're talking about.
Bro. That's crazy because it's hilarious, bro. Because that's exactly the kind of stories I be wanting to hear from, especially people who been gone. You know what I'm saying?
It's simple, but it threw me off.
It's simple, but it's like we've been having actions. We saw it changing. We actually saw when Instagram was like, yeah, we got these new features.
Yeah.
You been gone. You
I ain't
been locked
seen a
behind a
video
wall.
or
You
nothing.
ain't
It
seen
was a
none of
picture.
that.
Ooh, that's it.
Motherfuckers calling you. That's funny in itself, too. You don't even know they can call you on Instagram.
They on FaceTime and everything.
That's crazy.
And I'm looking
logo don't
friendly,
even look
too.
the same.
Nothing look the same.
Yeah, I'm looking friendly. My daddy say, "God, you just give your number out to him. Get it right back in the game." I say, "Nah."
Oh, man. So did you hop directly back into the music, or I see you got your foundation and all of that now. Like, what started the foundation, or did you go to music first? What did you do to start trying to find your footing when you were home?
Well, when I came home, I was doing a lot. I was focused on my day-to-day, like my quality of life. I wasn't necessarily going a direction yet. Like my first few weeks, I was getting up every morning, 8:30, drinking coffee, going to the park, working out, posting things that were motivational, showing who I am now. So everything was about motivation at this point. Okay. Because now I'm really reintroducing myself, because they remember a different kind of Dub. Yeah. So I'm trying to show them who the new A-Dubb, who Augusta Williams is. Yeah. So I'm just giving them that, this positivity. So in August of 21, a few of my comrades I come up with, like Tor, B. Ray, Smurf, Mike Hop, Q Boogie, we came up with an idea to do a back-to-school event. Okay. So it was like a block party, we giving out backpacks. It was wildly successful. Yeah. Of course, everybody's not into the community like this, so a lot of my guys, they didn't continue with that, and they're not bad guys. It just, it was a passion for me. I wanted to do it since I was in prison, so I founded the Tuhday Foundation that same month. And I started doing events every month. Okay. And in between that, going to feed the homeless, helping anybody wherever I could with the resources I had. Right. And now it's a burgeoning nonprofit. Yeah. So, I deal with a lot of people in politics and a lot of great people in the community all around Houston, Missouri City. So
that's love. That's love. Now. So was that your focus while in prison? Latter parts of in prison to come home and help the community, or
that was a component of it. Something I wanted to do. I also have Inky Gang, which is a tattoo culture company. Okay, that's like my baby. When I first got out, I found that the day I got out. Okay, because really like bridging the gap between those with tattoo and those without, like folks on the art. Yeah, it's more sociably acceptable now. Tattoo, you see, lawyers, judges, doctors, police officers. So I want to create a culture that everybody can be involved in, even if you don't have tattoos. Yeah. Because, you got things like Black Ink that focus just on the artistry. And that gets boring. Yeah. If the tattoo artists ain't fighting, we curse on here? Yeah. They ain't fighting and fucking on each other. Yeah. It's really no entertainment to it. People just doing tattoos. So I focus on the people behind the tattoo, the models, different members, the business people have in the group. I have a whole team. So the people behind the tattoo. So we don't judge what's on your skin. We judge who you are as a person, right? So that was big to me because I love the tattoo culture. It's like, this is my thing. Yeah, I love it.
Tattoo culture itself is very broad, right? So it's nice to know that you're looking at it like that, because this also helps people understand like the different types of traditional tattoos and the different styles of tattoos.
Different cultures around the world.
Yeah, like what comes with that. So that's dope.
And then a lot of times, like me early on, man, I just wanted some tattoos. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that look cool. Playing football, doing all these different things, I wanted tattoos because it looked cool in your uniform. Yeah, you got a leg tattoo. Yeah, if you ran the ball, you put one on the back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is cool knowing that you see it in a different light.
It's an expression like any other.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, man. There is a lot of people out here now, man, of all cultures, all backgrounds, all wherever you work at, your profession. They showing them off. Yeah, they showing them off. They doing what they want to do.
Not covering them up anymore because this is an expression like a piercing, like anything else in this world. And we look at cultures in Europe and Asia and Africa, people have different markers on their body. Like that shows who we are as people, or just things that mean something to us. So it's been going on a long time. Yeah. And it's representing how you feel or who you are.
And this is so. I don't know if you ever noticed, but it's exactly why I stopped right here. Because the idea was that all this was going to be done, but this is exactly where I was going to stop, just in case I had a long sleeve on at work, rolled it up some. That's exactly why I did it.
Because of work.
Yeah.
But now,
if Peter, rest in peace, Peter Tats, but if he wasn't gone, man, I'd still be hit up.
So that's why you don't get tattoos, because your artist gone? So you would never get another one?
I ain't saying I would never. But
that'd be the right situation, right person. Yeah.
I was comfortable with Peter, bro. Peter did all my shit.
Okay. So the music. Music.
The music really, I say, I don't know if we 6 months in, 9 months in. It's hard to tell the way life is now. But I just got back into music.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot though with it, but I wasn't gonna come home. Everybody trying to get me in the studio.
Yeah.
Music is a poor man's hustle. Yeah,
Man, bro, I wish like hell our youngsters grab this on video, bro, when you said that, dog. Yeah. Because they think it's a get rich quick scheme, bro.
No. There's nothing quick about business. It's a music business. There's nothing quick about the business. Not a lot of. So I wasn't gonna get in the studio because to me, that look crazy. Why I look like a grown man getting out of prison and tell me, I rap? Yeah. So what you do? I rap. Yeah, so do a lot of people rap, sitting on somebody's couch, borrowing their gal car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, begging for weed money and studio time. Yeah. Like, rap is a poor man's sport, so I want to get established first so I can do rap comfortably. Okay. So cause I still got my connection resources, but now I'm comfortable to where I'm not going against myself, my household, to get in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So I just started back maybe, I say, 7, 8, 9 months ago. I had to look at the first single I had dropped to see, but it's within like a recent period. Yeah. And I'm just going hard at it now. But I wasn't finna get in the studio coming out of prison.
So what's your ultimate goal? Like I know you got the foundation, you got Inky Gang, now you back doing your music. What's your have you found your purpose? What's your goals? Like what is it? What is the future for A-Dubb? What's this new A-Dubb's goal?
My purpose is to evolve with like my experience, my quality of life and the life experience. Because there's never an end goal. As vast as mine is, never end goal. I don't have one or two things that I want to do in my life because as far as we know, we living and we're gonna die one day, right? Everything else is speculation. So if you look outside and see how large the world is, you want to touch as much of it as you can. So with my foundation, I want to impact as many people. I don't have an idea that I can change the world. The world will never change. Yeah. It's a system. It'll never change. We all gonna be treated how we treated forever, right? Yeah. But if I can impact as many people as I can, then I did a part to help change a portion of the world, right? In my grasp, when it comes to music and business, everything is a stepping stone to the next. I have small goals, from owning properties and, I want to have a ranch one day. I love being outside and fishing. So my goal is to enjoy life and cultivate an experience that suits me and people I love, people I come into, contact with. Yeah. And I just want to have a good experience. So it's never end to it. It's never what I want to do today because tomorrow that may change or maybe something be added to it. I just want to enjoy this life.
I love that, bro. I love that. So you do have children?
Yeah.
How many kids
I got
you got?
3.
3? It's back to school. You got anything going on with your foundation or organization?
I just had a back to school event July 20. We gave out backpacks, school supplies, free haircuts. We had gifts for the children, fun activities. I'm actually doing a part 2 next Sunday on the 11th.
Okay.
Right, I still had a few people want to contribute, and I got a lot of calls. People still need supplies, right? So I was blessed to have people, contribute a lot more. So I'm gonna give that back into the community. Okay. Next Sunday, August 11th.
August 11th, Sunday. Where's gonna be at?
Honest Glen Park.
Honest Glen Park, Missouri City, Texas. I know a lot of y'all familiar. I think the last 6 guests we had been Mo City.
Eastside, so, come on, man. You're supposed to help me out.
Shout out to Eastside, man. We gonna come through, man.
Yeah, shout out to Eastside. But man, we love what you're doing, A-Dubb, man. When I saw you, it just brought back. I'm like, man, I know that brother got a story. You have given us some gems, brother. We appreciate you coming out. Is there anything that you want to tell the people or any advice? Oh, I got a question. I do before we wrap up. Because it's election time, I don't know if you got your voting rights back yet.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you 2028 when we get out parole.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about the presidential situation or anything like that?
I don't have one thought about the election. It's I don't want to use the word rigged. That's it's cliche, but when we look at the powers in the world, nothing makes sense in politics at the highest office.
Right.
Any office under that, I think we got a hand in. I'm talking about the president of the United States, where a person can win a popular vote. How we come up when we voted, majority always won.
Yeah.
But now,
It's the electoral
majority
college.
electoral college.
Yeah.
That's a black eye, ain't it, man?
Yeah.
Well, people can want you, but you got special people that like you.
Yeah.
So you win anyway.
Yeah.
So we raising our hand for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
crazy because it's like to explain to people how the electoral college works, bro, is so stressful.
Bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna try. I ain't gonna lie to you. Go Google that.
Google
I'm
that.
pretty sure there's a YouTube
So you
video
know
out
what's
there that'll
going
show
on.
you.
Yeah.
And
And
see how you feel about that.
our brothers in pod, they had a question. Do you know how many are in the electoral college votes?
Oh no, not off the top of my head.
You know?
Hell no.
I got the answer for them. I ain't gonna say the answer. Y'all go look that up. Y'all comment whatever y'all, how many y'all think.
Ask you off camera. I need that.
Yeah.
What, they talking about as a whole or
No. They
state?
just asked the question of people who was around.
Oh no.
And,
No. Don't ask me that in public.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew. But you did say you work with local officials with your foundation.
Judges.
Yeah.
District attorney, county attorneys, state representative Ron Reynolds, who partners with me all the time. My big sis, city councilwoman Monica Riley out of Missouri City. I deal with a lot of great people in politics.
How important is it for us in our communities to make sure that we vote for them or make sure that we support them or reach out to them for things that we actually need in our community? How important is that?
It's important because they have a direct benefit on our lives, right? These people you can reach out and touch, you can see, you can talk to, you can go in the office, and you can find out exactly. See, it's not a lot of antics like it is with the presidency, right? We got to know exactly what you're trying to do and what you're going to do, and we have to visibly see that you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it's important in that sense.
And a lot of people don't understand, just what you just said. Bruh, you can damn near force or make your local officials do certain things.
Yeah.
You just have to want that for you. Man, if you pass by, let's just say you on 2234 by the Shipleys or something, and you keep passing by, and it's a stop sign down. You keep passing by that stop sign down right there. Don't get out and pick that stop sign up. Turn into the city councilman thing, or turn into the, hey man, I done drove by 2-3 days in a row and this stop sign. What's going on? Somebody out here not doing their job. And that's just a small sample of of what I'm talking about. But you can go into these offices like Dub just said and really lay your foot down because they want your vote.
You can't go to a president meeting.
Right.
Go to city
No,
council
you can go to city council meeting.
I think what's important though is also understand that like for certain things, stuff takes time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a snap of a finger. Oh, this is done. And then also, bro, we all don't have the greatest ideas sometimes. So if you go in there talking about some bullshit, just be ready for the criticism that comes back with it, right?
Yeah. So we talked about the city councilman. We talked about what the future is. We talked about your event that you got next week. I did hear you mention about Mike Hopp now, man. Mike Hopp is somebody I like to talk to as well because Mike Hopp was very influential in Missouri City in itself early on when it came to certain type of just in the streets. We don't got to talk about that on camera.
Definitely.
I want to talk to him about that, man. But before we get out of here, I do want you, if you could, just give some inspiration or what kind of advice would you give to the younger culture based off the experiences that you went through? Any advice you would give to them?
Well, I would say, anybody older or has been through something you haven't been through, this is an opportunity for you to pay attention and do something different. It's the same thing when a boxer or a football player watches the tape of their game so they can, look and adjust. You have to take heed to what's been done before you so you can do a different path. Like, it's not cool to follow the same suit as somebody that failed. I'm a person that failed. So it's not okay to be who I was or anything like that. You gotta take example of the people that's doing right and making progress in life. So I would say just pay attention and not be blind like a lot of us were and still going the wrong way, knowing it wasn't gonna work, right? So I just say pay attention.
Hey, man, from the mouth of A-Dubb, you got the playbook. You seen us fail.
Right here.
Hey, man, do the right thing. Take from the playbook and do the right thing. Do something totally different. Don't go try to do something more like
better
do the better wrong than the
better
like
is worse.
Yeah, better is worse. Don't do that, boy,
worse.
man. Go away from it completely and do this part of what we trying to do, man. Just us part. We out, man. We appreciate you, my brother.
Man, I
Appreciate it, man.
y'all.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
for
coming.
sure,
Enjoyed
for sure.
this, man.
For sure.
We're gonna get Mike Hop up here. I'm gonna call him when I leave here too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we out. We'll see y'all next week.
Here's the thing, it's just us.